What's going on, YouTube? Happy Tuesday. Today I want to talk about a very important topic, I think. I want to talk about something that is actually preventing a lot of people from becoming successful or just growing as an individual. And that thing is procrastination. Procrastination is one of the worst enemies that a person can face. Because a lot of times when it comes to procrastination, you don't even know you're procrastinating. And a lot of the times you don't know that is because I think daily you don't have a purpose or a goal that you're actually setting out to do. Or it may be that the task that you're actually are trying to accomplish may be a little too stressful for you, may be a little intimidating. You know, you may have a bill that is so big and so scary that it just puts you in fear, or it just may be something that you have to handle on a daily basis, or something that something is stopping you from actually doing it. It may be a business that you're trying to start, and you may be one of those guys that say, "Hey, I'm going to get a business one day, and I'm going to get a business, and it's going to be worth this, and it's going to be worth this, and, $1 million or more, and I'm going to have 200 employees and all this other kind of stuff," right? So then if you say, okay, that's fine and dandy, nice goals, but when are you going to make it happen? Oh, I want to get to it. Probably next year I'm going to go ahead and start. And then next year comes, and then next year comes, and then next year comes. 4 or 5 years pass, and you haven't started anything. And the only reason that is because you don't have a daily plan. If you had a big goal and you broke it down into smaller steps, those smaller steps will help you reach that goal. Now, I was listening to Brian Tracy today, who's a very good author, and he talks about the subject of making a schedule and handling what he calls first things first. Now, when you're making out a list, some of us makes lists and things and guidelines of what we're going to do for that day. But what he says is you should actually list your items from A through E. And A is the first thing you should put on A is something that you have to do. Handle the first task first, because that's a lot of things. Because when we're getting ready to start something, we try to prolong that difficult thing as long as possible. But what he says is knock the most difficult thing out in the day. Knock it out first. Label that A. Things that I have to do. Once you do that, then your day can go a little bit easier. And then B should be the things that you must do, but there's mild complications if you don't do it. Okay? C, he put that you should put down something that just would be nice to do if you went ahead and just finished that task. And then D is something that you have to do, but you can delegate that to someone else so you can continue on with your other tasks. A lot of people have virtual assistants, or you may have a website to create, and you've been trying to create that website. Just go ahead and give that to a guy who can knock that out for you. And then E is something that you can eliminate out of your life that is causing you to procrastinate. Maybe it's too much television. Maybe it's too much radio. Maybe it's too much of just yabbity 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 and no action. It could be a lot of things. But what he also talks about is if you were to go throughout a list. But first, before you go through the list, you have to ask yourself the question, why is it that I'm procrastinating? And then also you have to tell yourself that procrastination that you're doing is withholding you from your dreams. Until you tackle that, you're not going to be successful. So after you answer yourself that question, then you have to say, okay, I know I need to do something. And this is a big key to finding out that you're procrastinating. And everybody has to battle this. I have to battle this. A lot of people have to battle this. But when you say this statement, when you say, I wish there were more hours in a day, I think now there are enough hours in a day. It's just that you are not setting your schedule up the right way to accomplish a lot of things. HGTV, all the reality shows, the Real Housewives, and all these other things are not going to make you successful. They're not. And life will go on if you don't participate in those things. I'm not a real big fan of television. I may watch it every now and then, but I'm not like a guy that sits back and say, hey, my show is on. Sometimes I don't even know when shows come on. But that's all I'm saying. If you're one that has procrastination in your life and you've been working at something or so-called working at something and you wanted to get something started for years now and it's never been started, let it all out on YouTube. Let us hear about it. There are some of us right now that are lazy at starting anything, at working on anything, and doing the same thing every day. We have become lazy when it comes to working. And if we are that way, how are you going to become successful by being lazy? It's not going to fall in your lap or fall out of the sky. You got to make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, only us, only the people, only us, only yourself is who you can blame. You can't blame no one else. We have the key. Will you use it? So that's all I have to say, YouTube. Like I said, if this is something that you're suffering from and maybe someone in the room can help you through this, or you have any questions or anything like that, hey, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to comment. We're here to learn. We're not here to put someone down or anything like that. So that's all I have to say, guys. Thank you for listening. If this is your first time coming to the channel, glad to have you. Still have Etsy classes going on. And also, too, when you join the Etsy class and you pay, let me know that you've paid and let me know the time and when you're ready. The time that you want to do it and the time zone and when you're ready to take the class. That way we can always be in contact with each other. So that's all I have, guys. So until next time, signing off.